I don't.
I know. And then you get into it, and Fiona makes it so easy for us, you know?
It was the same when I did with Hawthorne. It was the same thing. It's just like 10 minutes in, you forget. You just
Yeah.
like from the conversation, you forget that you're maybe.
And the community is so like amazing. So they're
Oh,
so
look, John
oh
Michael.
gosh. So can like everybody see my like whole background, I guess? Hey John Michael. Hey,
Huh?
John Michael.
Ivana.
Next for me, I've got two on the go right now, and then that one's going to be John's is going to be up next.
Yeah. Got John Michael's. I'm past the 2 trial scenes, so they're awesome. John Michael. It was awesome.
I've got to order that. Becky, you're so far ahead of me in my reading. I don't know how you do it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't sleep. I was looking at my iPhone and it says that I average 3 to 4 hours a night, and that's probably not true. That's probably not very healthy. Matthew,
Hey, Matthew.
we're gonna let the class come in.
I hate this thing.
Hey, HBR. Hey, Elias.
Hey.
Try and get my head in.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
Don't be nervous. Yeah, this is just, we're a big family and we're just chilling and having a good time and getting to know one of our friends who also happens to be a published author. So cheers.
Seating. Cheers. Free
Hey,
seating.
Sarah.
HVR.
Hey, Matthew.
You can
Just
stand.
take a seat anywhere. This
Hey,
isn't
Michael.
after school, so you can dance. You can get up out of your seat. This isn't school. You won't get punished.
Yeah. Okay, while we're waiting for people to come in, we can kind of go through some of the books we're gonna go through next. Who do we have next? We have John Michael, right?
Oh, Michael, yep.
Next in March. And
Lee,
then
right?
we have Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't think we've decided who we're going to next. Maybe Gene Miller.
It was either Gene or Darby. I think they're back. They're our 2 next ones, I think. So I'll have to go look to see who's first. But I think those were our 2.
Here's Darby.
Yeah.
I just got Nicole's.
Cool.
We gotta convince Ellis to come on.
Yes. And he's writing a new one too.
Who else we got? HVR's still marked up.
Well, our first guest. If you haven't seen that one, go back and watch.
And then Andrea's that I just got in the mail. I know that a few of us got this.
Cover. I just love that cover. All right, y'all hit the heart. We got 13 people. Y'all get the word out that we're live. Share with your friends so we can get some word out for John Watson, horror author. Say that 5 times fast.
Hey, Nicole.
It sounds like me trying to say it.
Oh, you say it so much better. And I promised John I would not stop him to say repeat words that I found amazing.
You might have to have me repeat words.
Okay, well, I'll pretend like I just couldn't understand you.
What was that?
Yes.
What was that? Couldn't quite understand. Can you repeat it 5 times? It's just, it's the Scottish, the Irish accent, music to my ears. I just love it. It doesn't matter female, male. I love accents. I love other stuff.
Australian.
And John,
Australian accent, I love.
Your bio says you were born under a gloomy gray Scottish sky. Can you elaborate on that? Or like the wolves howling and stuff too?
It really is. It sounds poetic, but it really is. It just rains all the time in Scotland. It's always.
There's like a 90% chance that you were born under a dark, gloomy sky.
Yeah, I think I just want to write horror because it's just it's always miserable.
That's awesome.
It makes the nice days that much feel that much nicer.
It makes me. I have a newspaper.com subscription. It makes me want to go back and look at the weather on the day that I was born.
Right. See, I'll probably be a liar because it was probably a lovely day. Although with December,
it's probably a lovely day.
Probably not. December is probably miserable as usual.
Of course, AI might be able to answer that question for you now.
That's true.
That's true.
without a subscription. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you, Sarah. All
We
right,
got
so
15 to get started.
yeah, we have John Watson, where specifically the book we read before this to prepare was Off the Grid, which is the book Becky was telling me before we came on was that your wife recommended.
Yeah, it's
But
our favorite book, and no matter what I write, I'll say that it beat it. She's like, no, I don't think I'll ever beat that one for her.
That's still your wife's favorite book is Off the Grid.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think it was I've got 16 books, and that was the third one I wrote. So there's been 13 attempts to beat it, and I can't. In her mind, it was. I think
I asked.
for the same, but she doesn't. So, and she's more important than I am.
Yeah. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah. Well, I asked you, which do you recommend? And I think you gave me the choice between Karaoke Night and the one, your wife's favorite. And I was like, give me your wife's favorite. And so loved Off the Grid. I think everybody should read it. It's got a twist of an ending. I think Fiona wanted to punch something.
I may have. I think I just walked right over to Max and punched him right in the face.
Yes. And it starts out gory. There's some, somebody gets beheaded. I think I can say that. And it's kind of awesome in the way that he does it. So,
yeah, let me
yeah.
tell you.
So, go ahead.
Go. Oh, no, finish what you were saying.
No, I was just going to ask John, like, can you tell us, like, how you approached that book and where you got the idea and just tell us all about it?
Like, my wife and I, Penny's her name, because I'll just say Penny instead of saying my wife all the time, Penny. So we've always had this kind of dream of, like, selling everything and just either getting a tiny house or getting a camper and just driving. So at that time, I wrote it, 2019? So at that time, there was a show on Tiny House Life or something that was called Tiny House Living. So we were watching that, and it was this place in Oregon. And my wife says, "Oh my God, that's a beautiful spot, but it's surrounded by trees." And I said, "Yeah, but what's in those trees?" And then it starts. Which is usually how it goes. I'll say something or I'll hear something, and it starts to go in my head like, okay, what would be in the trees, and how would it affect these people? And so then that's kind of just went from there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And how do you work on multiple books at a time? Because you have a few of them. You do one at a time.
One at a time. But I can write them really quickly. I think my fastest one was like 12 days. I did a novella in 12 days. And I write full time, so I get time with just sitting for hours and sitting and writing. So I can tear through them pretty quickly, but it's very hard to do two at a time. Although I can read 3-4 books at a time, but I can't write. I don't know. I don't know why that is.
I'm struggling to keep up with all my reading. That's for sure.
I mean, I like to read a lot, but right now, I think in Substack's the problem that especially like having the paid subscription, I want to have something up every day. So I write every day so I can post something every day. So, and then split it between paid subscribers and free, and but yeah, I do stuff like Flash and Drabbles.
So, okay, did you have the ending already done for Off the Grid? Because we were talking earlier about your book, Swimming Upstream. You had that ending done, or you had that ending already ready to go, and you worked backwards. So for Off the Grid, how did you approach this one?
The ending actually came as a bit of a surprise. I don't want to give too much away, but where you think it ends was going to be the ending, and then I thought, oh, wait a minute. So then I did a bit on after that to the ending that annoys people. I did that on after the fact, and it was close. I almost didn't make it because at that time I was with my publisher and on a deadline, and I was really sick. Actually, I've got a story about being sick thing too. I was really, really sick, like some kind of really bad flu, and so that ending almost didn't make it in because I was so close to deadline. But I asked for I said, like, give me a 1-day extension and so I can write this part.
So guys, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I wore this for the community because you guys were so amazing all week, by the way. I just was literally in tears this whole week with how awesome you guys were. And I didn't want to cry on this live, so I won't, but I would. I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are having a tough week this week.
Okay, Fiona, you asked a question. I've been talking too much.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say, when did you first reach out? Like, what was the process when you were first starting out as a young writer, reaching out to publishers? How many rejections did you get before you found somebody that was like, "Yeah, I want to do this"? What has your relationship been like with your publishing company? Just tell us a little bit about that because I know I don't even know if I have the courage to talk to a publisher or do anything like that right now. But tell us
Um,
about that.
well, I started writing when I was about 13 years old. I'm 58 now, but it never occurred to me at that time. And we're talking back in like the 70s and 80s. Books were just like this magic that just appeared, and you didn't know. There was no way to know about where they came from or publishing and all that type of thing. You just go to a shop and it'd be there, and I didn't know anything about it. So it never occurred to me to publish it. And as I wrote, I've pretty much written every day for 45 years.
Wow.
But I was 51, and I found out what kind of NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. I said, I want to try that. So I wrote Karaoke Night, my first book, doing NaNoWriMo with no thought of being published or anything like that, just to do it, just to have a challenge to do it. So I printed off a hard copy, gave it to my wife. I said, "Here, read this," and she basically read it in like a day and a half. I said, "You have to try and get that published." So I went, I don't know. I don't know if I want to. And I was friends with a guy on Facebook. I can't remember the dude's name. I don't think he's on there anymore. But he was with this small indie publisher. So I messaged him. I said, how do you go about that? So he gave me the details, and I contacted the woman that ran it. Just sent an email and almost like a query and said, I'm writing this novel. Would you be interested? First of all, do you accept horror? Would you be interested? And she goes, "Oh, definitely be interested. Send it when you're finished." So when I finished it, I let it sit for a month, went back, edited, and sent it, and thought that'll be the kind of the end of it. And it was like 3 days later, I got a contract to publish. So really lucky, and like because I sent to her, I got picked up. And my relationship with them was fantastic. It's like she was always just write what you want. It could be horror, it could be not horror. Write whatever you want. I'll publish anything you send me. So that was that. But then
Um,
kind of moved away from the whole publishing side of it. So between that and then me wanting kind of more control over my own stuff, like with pricing and things like that, and just getting away from Amazon and the money they take off you, I decided, why not just do it now and go out on my own.
okay.
But it wasn't like any kind of fracture or any kind of bad vibes of publishing. It was just, I mean, I was so lucky, but I just got to do whatever I want. And she would do these shop series books. They were all romance. So it'd be like a donut shop one and like a flower shop one. It was all these romance books, and she would always contact me and go, "Do you want to write one? Do you want to write something really nasty? And we'll stick it in the middle with it." And some I would go, "Nah," and then some, yeah. So I did a couple of those, and they were fun.
And you have more in your repertoire than horror. The Be Kind Rewind is a romance, right?
Yep.
And your wife's second favorite.
Yes. That and swimming upstream is kind of 1A or 2A, 2B for her. The swimming upstream is non
HVR has a question. John, was that 4 or 5 years or 45 years that you have written every day?
45. I started when I was 13 and I'm now 58.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier in Off the Grid, I'm getting sidetracked, but it reminded me of the Dark Tower. At the closer to the end, like the baby robot thing or whatever spider. That's what the beginning of
Oh,
Off
yeah.
did. So I was wondering.
It's given me a lot of this work because it's been so long ago since I wrote it. I have to think about it. I have to think. I'll write a book, and as soon as I send it, it goes out of my head completely, almost. And I'll start talking about it, and then little bits will come back to me, and I can start putting it all together again. Plus old age,
Uh,
you know.
okay,
But
I think
that birth
HVR,
scene
HVR,
reminded me.
which book was the father-son trip that your wife was mad about, was that swimming upstream?
Going upstream, yeah.
Okay, okay. Can you tell us a story about what your wife did when she finished swimming upstream?
Yes. Also because she knew what it was about. It was I had terrible dreams all the time, like these weird. But it's great to have them because so many ideas come. But I had this dream when my son was really young in it, like he's mid-20s now. He was really young in it, and he kept coming and saying to me, "Daddy, I'm dying. Daddy, I'm dying." And I would wake up and I'd fall asleep, and he'd be there again, "Daddy, I'm dying." So I couldn't shake it. It was just in my head for weeks, and I went, I'm going to write this away. I'm going to write this whole thing away. So I wrote this father-son trip going to Scotland. Like in the book, the son is dying, and they go back to Scotland. They want to go back to Scotland. So the ending, that was the one I said. I had the ending first.
Okay, makes sense.
I can't say why I had the ending because it'll give it away. But so we were in bed, and she's reading it. And she gets to the end, and she just kind of looks up, throws the book across the room, turns around and says, and pardon my language, goes, "You motherfucker." It's like mission accomplished, I suppose.
Yes, yes. That is a standing ovation right there.
Yeah.
And that's next on my list, I think, yeah.
But the
I wanna throw a buck.
my sisters love me. My sisters look at me and all the time and they'll go, "What's wrong with you?" But they buy all my books, they read them. One sister won't. She went, I can't. What's it about?" And I'll tell her. She goes, "No, I can't read that, but I'll buy it." But with Be Kind Rewind, because it was so much for my mum and dad who are both passed now, I kind of asked them permission. I said, "Look, here's what I want to do. Are you okay with me writing this?" And they were like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." I said, Don't buy it. I'll send you it when I'm done it." Because one's in Scotland and one's in Canada. Um, so I sent them both it, and they both loved it. So it's so that again was validation. And when the people you love something you do without bullshitting you, that's
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to read it so I can throw it across the room and complain to you.
do it on your laptop. That would be bad.
How much of your family life and your own personal stories bleeds over into your writing? Because I felt like the relationship and Off the Grid was very personal. It seems like I could kind of see you as Ryan. And, I don't know I can only imagine what your wife looks like, but I could see y'all as the characters and wondering if you did draw some inspiration from your personal life.
Every book is every main character, even the female ones, have elements of me in it, or kind of my fears, my things. But Off the Grid, actually, at that time, I had a PA, as kind of shitty as that sounds. I had a PA that did all my marketing and all my graphics and all that type of stuff. And so she was Diana, and her husband was Ryan. So I wanted to put them in it. So it's their name, but it was kind of more on me and my wife. But my wife always gets little kind of weird cameos or little things that only she'll get when she reads it. So there's a scene. I think he's into a hotel. Ryan's into a hotel where he's trying to find his wife, and it's this redhead with a beehive and her
Yes.
name Penny in the book. Yeah, that's my wife, which is really southern. That's my wife. It's minus a beehive. Right there, which is a beehive.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I was wondering where this southern person just showed up in the middle of the city. I was like,
every book has it. A little thing from a wedding show. You can do.
I
that
love that.
explains it. That explains it. Because I was like, what the?
Yeah.
A
It's like
traveler.
little Easter eggs, and that makes sense. So in kind of preparing for today, and I was doing some internet stalking when I can't sleep, and I think I came across a picture of you and your wife, and she was a redhead. So,
Mhm.
sorry for being creepy,
Oh.
as I usually am.
Ooh, I'm going to go stalk right now while we're talking.
She's beautiful.
You're gonna
And
go, how
hey,
did you end up with her? It's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about your horror digest that you put out on Substack?
That's just a fun little thing. It's something to do on a Saturday because usually, I don't like to write. My wife travels for work quite a lot. She's a chef, regional chef. She manages all these buildings, so she travels quite a lot. So when she's home on the weekend, I try not to write too much. When I'm writing fiction, it's more, head down, kind of tunnel vision. But the digest, I can just write for fun and try and put a little bit of humor in there sometimes, and so it's more of a fun thing. But it interests me too. It's something that interests me. Like I love paranormal, supernatural, all that stuff. So it's fun for me to research and find kind of cool things to talk about.
Yeah, I love all the short fictions. I mean, the Friday, I mean, all the short stuff is like brilliant, like a little bite-sized stuff. It's great. I love longer pieces because I love to get into the characters of Ryan and Diana, and I'm excited to read the swimming upstream. But I love those short pieces, and those are great. I was going to ask you a question about your book. Where can we leave our 5-star review? Is it better on Goodreads, or where can we do that best?
Probably Goodreads. I think even my Buy Me a Coffee store. I don't know if you can leave reviews on there, but because I'm like I said, I'm in the middle of transferring everything over. I've only got 2 up right now. I'm going to try and do another one today. I also got to write a 8-bit horror, so I got like a 2,000 word story to write today as well. So, yeah, the Goodreads is always good.
Good to know. Good to know. And then what I'm going to do, and I need to do this for all the books that we're reading, Fiona, is all the book reviews that I like. So HER, your book review that I put on Amazon, I'm going to make that a post and put our live. I'll do the same thing with you, John, and for everybody that comes on. So Lee, Darby, we'll make it a post so we can kind of get to it.
Well,
Yes.
I should say my thing is always, even forget the review. If you read something that you love, and not just me, like anyone, just tell someone. If there's someone that you know that you think will like that book, just tell them, and I think word of mouth oftentimes works better than reviews, because I rarely read reviews. I rarely read reviews. I'll just kind of read the blurb. I'll see the cover, or read the blurb, or if it's an author I just like, I just get the book.
But I guess my question, because I'm not published, I don't have anything on Amazon, but does that help you in your sales or anything like that when we leave reviews?
It tends not to. I honestly, I don't know. It's really hard to tell, because you have to think. I think it's only like less than 1% of people actually leave a review. Because like the Karaoke Night's my biggest seller. I think I had 70 reviews by the time it was over, but it sold thousands. Or maybe even tens of thousands at this point. But it's 70 reviews. People just don't do it. So you really do rely more on someone telling someone and them telling someone, and other authors are great too. Like other authors will push books, like especially when Facebook was good for that stuff. There was
word of mouth.
called Felix Blackwell wrote a book called Stolen Tongues, and that blew up just by other authors telling people you got to read this.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah. And Mac is asking, what's your process? How do you start?
Yeah.
My process is really kind of probably a little bit weird. Maybe it's not. Maybe other people would do it, but it's pretty weird. I'll get a basic idea, because let me go with I'll do off the grid. So I told you how I came up with a basic idea for off the grid, right? So then I'll start with what I see as the main character in my head, and I start having a conversation in my head with other people. So the main character will be talking, but they'll be talking about my idea essentially, and then it starts to fill out, details start to fill in, and then once I have kind of a basic beginning, middle, end, I want to do the first line. Nothing starts with that. I can think of what I think is a good first line, and then once the first line goes, it has to just sort of come in a real gush.
So you're like brainstorming with your characters in a way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Like I kind of know what I want to happen at the end of the chapter, so I just start writing. And it's like I'm kind of creating along with the character as we're going.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly it. They're
Okay.
telling me to do essentially, even though I'm thinking it, they're essentially telling me what to do.
And when it feels good like that, it's almost like you're taking dictation. It's a good feeling. And
Yeah, because sometimes I'll do it and nothing comes of it. I'll have an
Yeah.
idea. I think, oh, it's a great idea, and I just do it. And you go, is it a great idea? And then sometimes it's the ones that are just nothing that become bigger and become stories. And that's why I do the drabbles so much, like 101 stories, is you do those and you go, sometimes you just go, that has to be a bigger story. So that serves a purpose too. Rather than just, it's not just, I got to post on Substack and, for my subscribers. It's also brainstorming ideas. So you might see a drabble that becomes a flash fiction or an 8-bit horror, and you might see a drabble that becomes that, and then becomes a novel later on too. Just depends how it builds out.
That's awesome. Pancake, okay, before I forget about it, Michael was asking, what is your source of inspiration?
Dreams are huge. I have wild dreams all the time, and I tend to remember them really well too. But just also just mishearing things is another thing, or seeing something like my wife and I were on a road trip about a month ago, and we were coming back from North Carolina, and we took this little back road. We always take these little adventures, just go off the beaten path and see what we can find. And we passed this road called Hoot Owl Hollow, and I saw the sign, and she saw it, and she looked at me and go, "Did you see that?" In case I missed it, I said, "I saw it." So it's going to end up being probably. I might actually like that today as the 8-bit horrors. I might do. I got 2 ideas, so that Hoot Owl Hollow might be the one that gets done today.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's kinda how my story was created. I was on a bicycle ride, and I felt like this moment where I just got really cold, and it felt really gripping, and I was like, "Whoa," like, "did I just get haunted?" Like, that was weird. And I was like, "Ooh, probably not. It's probably just a cold pocket of air, but man, I'm gonna write a story."
Yeah.
And
That's the beauty of it. Like I remember being in this Facebook group and someone posted, "I want to write a book. What should I write about?" Like, how do you not know what to write about? If you leave the house for 5 minutes, you should come home with 5, 6, 10 ideas just from stuff that you see and things that you hear. And
Yep.
to me, if you're writing all the time, it's like for me, it's constant. It's a constant stream of stuff in my head.
yeah.
It's annoying because I wanted to turn it off, but
Sorry, my cat's being weird over there.
And it's
Yeah.
healthy to get all that out. It doesn't matter what it is, just get it out, and you feel so much better when you do.
it's very cathartic, right?
Okay, Sierra's asking a whole bunch of questions, and before they disappear, but we have a few. One from Pancake. Okay, how has the history of Scotland affected your horror stories?
I don't know if it's directly impacted. The only one that really I could say that really did was I wrote one called Curse of the Bean House, and there's this. I think it's more urban legend than anything, but there's this cave in Scotland, and there was a cannibal tribe that lived there, led by a guy called Sonny Bean. So I guess he was an actual person, and they were cannibal, but it's been kind of overblown. So I don't wanted to write something about Sonny Bean and that family, and then what kicked that off was seeing I saw a thing on Facebook, and it was a Scottish old manor home that was up for $1. You could buy it for $1. So the Sonny Bean thing, and then that just kind of came together and created the story idea for that one. But other than that, like, no, it doesn't.
Sorry,
Like,
anything.
the history part of Scotland and the whole bit doesn't really impact it that much. I mean, you also have to remember I left when I was 19, so I've been away longer than I lived there. But
I can
still,
hear you. I can
but
hear
it's
you.
still, I mean, it's still my favorite place.
I've always wanted to visit there. It's
Oh,
on my bucket list.
it's beautiful. Even with the rain, it's beautiful.
I don't mind rain. I feel like rain is a good mood for writing. Hearing the tapping of the writing. It's the window or the roof or wherever you are.
Kind of it too is just so relaxing. Maybe that's just me because I grew up hearing it all the time, but it's like those noise machines for your bedroom, those ambient noise machines. The rain is like I love the sound of rain.
Me too.
I,
And rain is life. You'd rather have rain than be without it, for sure.
I do.
I know that's probably insensitive. People experiencing flooding, that obviously there's a limit, but
I saw someone ask the earlier too. I think they probably missed. I can't remember who asked, but someone said, "Do I have a problem killing off my characters?" No, actually, quite
Sorry.
enjoy killing. The only hard one was one on a weekend rewind. That was a hard one to do. But other than that, no,
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I enjoy trying to think of creative way to.
I can tell. I can tell. And you don't ease into it either, that's for sure.
Well, death
Sorry.
comes usually, so
I'm
I'm
gonna write a poem about poops on alive. This is actually the second time this has happened.
Oh my
Not on a
god.
Zoom live. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was on a work call, and he was like potty training at that time, and they're more wild when they're younger, and so he was on my arm, and he had pooped on my arm, and I'm just trying to get through it. So this was better than that.
Love it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Super mom.
Okay, where were we? I once had a poop on a live.
Let me tell you a story about when mommy was on a live.
listen, I'm looking
Okay,
look at the size of it.
Sierra's list.
We're
Thank you,
doing it.
Nicole.
Give me now.
Thank you, Nicole. She's getting us back to business. Okay. What truth does your world hide in plain sight? Maybe should I ask them all at once and you can kind of tackle them all?
My fears, all my fears are in my books, and death is like being top of the list. So I've got this obsession with death, um, specifically my own, especially when you reach, I'm getting close to 60. You reach a certain age where you think about it way more than you should, and it finds a way. How much I fear death I think is the common thread that finds its way into everything I write.
Yeah, I read a lot about grief, I think, too. Okay, the next question. I love this question. Who really controls the system and how?
That's probably above my pay grade. And my world, my system is my wife.
I love it.
Well, she's the one that lets me gives me the ability to do what I do. I mean, she works so hard, and she was the one that told me to quit my job and write. So I mean, she is
She
my
got
she's my support system, my everything. Quite frankly,
I love
I
that.
I can answer that question in general though, and it's money.
Yeah, agreed.
Whatever system you are referring to, money.
Totally.
well, you think about that in publishing world. If you can afford to hire the best cover designer, the best editor, if dropping 10 grand to get your book published,
Yep.
whereas
Advertisements, totally.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
know, I got to do, the average indie author has to do, Substack lives and
Yeah.
be constantly on social media trying to sell, which I hate doing. I hate trying to sell stuff. It's just like I rather
Super awkward.
find it. I'd
Yeah.
much sooner, and you probably see it from if you just look at my Substack, I'd much sooner push someone else than push myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very supportive, and I know I appreciate that.
It's
Yeah.
it's just it's more comfortable for me, quite frankly, to do that. And there's so many more people that are more talented than I am. It's funny because everyone talks about we all get a little obsessed with our subscribers and the number counts, and I there's times when I feel ashamed. I look at my account, I look at someone who's at half or less, and they're so much better than I am. It troubles me. It really does. It really bothers me. Like, why is this
There,
crap?
I know I feel that exact same way. I'm like, there are people with 20 subscribers, and I'm just like, here, take mine. Honestly,
Yeah.
you're so good. You're so good.
I think it's also why I feel the need to put out so much. It's like, okay, I gotta justify this. That these people are following me. I gotta justify, them having trust in me. So I gotta keep them entertained or whatever.
Well,
Okay.
I know both of y'all are excellent writers, so don't sell yourself short.
Okay. Another question. Um, what does technology fail to fix?
Imagination. I would say, like, it's the same with the whole AI thing. Um, you, I use AI images for my covers and the whole, but because it fits, I've got a very specific look that I want for my page, and
Actually, can you tell us who do you use for your like what do you use for everybody else who are doing the same thing? What do you use for your covers?
Mid-Journey, and then I'll go into Canva and kind of do stuff in Canva too. Um, so, but I don't claim to be an artist. I don't say I'm an artist because I made this. I say I made this, but I didn't make it. A machine made it. So in the same way writing, like if you're using AI to write, you're not a writer. And if you have to use it, then you don't have an imagination. So it can't give you an imagination. I think that's simplest answer for me.
Yeah. Okay, I like this one. If memory changes, who are you?
These are deep questions.
I know. Glad it's not
somebody's
me.
been on the gummies too early.
Well, you know what's funny is it's actually a kind of a good question for
It is.
the last flash fiction I put up was about that. It was about one of my biggest fears is kind of see Alzheimer's. I can remember like getting Alzheimer's or stuff like that, or dementia, and that terrifies me. Because I think if I didn't have memory, I'd be nothing.
Yeah.
I'd be something to the people around me, the people that love me, but to me, I'd be nothing.
Yeah.
My mind what I am and what I do. So if I don't have that, then I'm nothing.
I will say that working with patients with dementia, there are two types. They're what we call pleasantly confused, and then positively demented.
Yeah.
And you definitely like. I always like if I'm gonna have dementia, I just pray that I'm the positively confused, where I don't know that I've forgotten everything, and
Yeah.
everything is wonderful.
Could live with that as long as I
Yeah.
And I also wanna say embarrassing things, all the time to embarrass my kids, like and, maybe if I don't have dementia, I'll just pretend and just say embarrassing things. What were you saying?
I do that anyways. I embarrass my kids any chance I can get.
Yes. Same. Totally same. I can't wait till he's older so I can embarrass him.
It's my
Okay.
favorite thing to do.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I
he is
started
embarrassed.
talking in middle school. Mine's a middle schooler. He starts high school next year, but I've had so much fun, like, when his friends are around talking in this brain rot talk language. It's so much fun. Ordering food.
I do. Like my daughter lives in New York, and when she goes back, we're always going to get together, and I have this fake laugh that's really obnoxious. Really loud. So I'll do it, and then they'll go, "Shut up!" Like really loud.
I love that.
I love it. I know.
Okay, we got Sierra's last question. What happens if the hero is wrong?
I'm trying to think if I have a situation if I've done one with the heroes wrong. See, usually that's in my take on villains. I like to try and have the villain of the piece have some kind of where you feel some empathy for them. But they're generally always wrong. So it doesn't really fit the hero. The hero, I don't know. I don't know. I've never really thought about that.
These are hard questions.
I
You know,
know. I know with the hero being wrong. That's giving me an idea for something.
yeah, he just gave you a prompt.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like a hero to villain type of situation, where it's like a hero thinking he's doing something the right thing, but it's something that no one wants, or you know, it's usually like a technology thing or something like that, and they become the villain. But that's
Yeah.
interesting. I've never thought about that, and I can't. I'm horrified I can't give an adequate answer, but I'd never really thought about it.
I feel like that's what Sierra does. He makes us think, and then
Mhm.
it takes me days to kind of come back and comment on his posts because I have to sit with them for a bit. Okay, Elias has a really good question. When you look across all your writing, what is the question that keeps finding you no matter what you're writing about?
I think it's not. I don't know as much as the question, or it's just that it's my unhealthy obsession with death. It really just is. Everything is. It, most people wouldn't see it if you were to sit reading my books back to back, you wouldn't see it, but I can see the thread. I can see the thread, or it's like you gotta maybe lighten up a little bit. I think it comes across. My books very much come across like I'm a miserable, miserable man. I'm really not. I'm actually quite charming, but
And I
uh,
didn't think that. I found your characters were very upbeat and off the grid.
Mhm.
Very, like,
I
to a
love
fault.
Diana. Yeah.
To a fault. Like,
the Ryan is more me, where sick and where Diana is definitely more my wife, very upbeat, very positive all the time, and I'm just negative, miserable.
well, I felt like together they were positive.
Mhm.
They had a very good
That's how my wife and I.
dynamic.
Yeah.
She's
I
very,
like Diana. Mhm.
when I'm in the doldrums.
Yeah, she was a strong character. I really liked her.
Yes.
She's
And
a
I like
good female character.
I love writing strong
yeah.
women. I believe in the save me. I don't. My favorite women are strong women
Oh, yeah. That was
Oh, yeah.
very badass. If you're wanting a
She's a
very
badass.
awesome, strong female character, John did a great job of writing her.
because, I mean,
Agree.
I'm the only. I got two sisters. My mom was the strongest woman I know, and I got two sisters. One is particularly strong-willed, um, and that's what I grew up with. So I don't like shrinking violets. I like strong women that tell you, put you in your place. I
She
like
did
that.
that. She did that. Diana did that. It was good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Um,
Everybody, I just want to take a moment to share our live. We're talking to John Watson. He's the author of Off the Grid and many more books. Go to his Substack. Don't forget to subscribe. Check it out. Check what other books he has available. And hit that heart if you're watching. It gets the word out that we are live, so more people will join. And thank you for being here with us. And continue to ask questions.
Also from Elias, is there a concern or image that showed up early in your writing that you didn't realize was going to follow you for years?
I don't think so. I try to. I've got a very definite style of writing. Like I think you could read my books and go, yeah, that's him. But I don't. I like to try and as if I'm doing. It's like the next one is completely. I don't do series. I don't. I never do. I don't enjoy doing series. The idea bores me to death. No disrespect to
Very
anyone.
hard. I'm on the struggle bus.
It's like I finished that one. I want something new, like a shiny new toy. I want that, and I want a new idea to be born in the next one. And then when that one's done, I'm very much like that in life. I get obsessive about things, and then I get bored of it, and I obsess on something else, and I get bored of it, and I eventually circle back to being I was obsessed about before. And it's really quite annoying to my wife, I'm sure. But um, but yeah, I don't think I have. I don't think that's a thing. Someone could read my books and go, there is definitely a thing, but I don't think so. I like out with the old, in with the new.
Mac asked, what was the first thing that you wrote? So you said earlier you've been writing since you were 13. What was the first thing you wrote when you were 13?
I can actually remember it, funnily enough. They, I used to do a lot. I used to read a lot, and I would start to go, well, what happened to these people after this book finished? So I'd kind of scribble stuff down. But then I got the idea of taking, I always had reams of paper for something. I don't know why I had reams of paper in my head, but I would pick up a random stack of paper, fold it in half to make like a book. I would draw a cover, and I would write a story, and I'd have to fill out the paper with the story. And the first one, I can't remember the name of it, but it was about a German U-boat submarine that gets torpedoed and crash lands on this island where there's dinosaurs. That was it. That was it. That was the first thing I remember writing.
Do you still have it?
No, it's long gone. What happened was my sister, I had a bunch of these kind of under my bed, and my sister was cleaning my room. Why my sister was cleaning my room, I don't know, but
Probably for money.
but she found them, and I thought for sure she would hammer them, but she didn't. She just put them back, and she goes, "How long have you been doing that?" I said, "Oh, a while." So all embarrassed, and okay, and away she went. And next time she got paid, she was older than me. Next time she got paid, she bought me an old second-hand typewriter. And I started writing that way. I would take that reams of paper and put it in a typewriter, and I wore that thing out.
Do you still have that typewriter?
No, it's long gone too. I mean, it was on its last legs as it was, but I got.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably get 10 years out of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But it's really cool. And then my parents had a typewriter in the basement in that office, and I loved writing on that thing.
Like that's one of my obsessions. I want a typewriter now. That's one of my obsessions. I want a working typewriter now.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like, there's a girl, Teresa. I think her name's just Teresa on Substack, and she sells them. I think she's in Europe, but she posts pictures all the time. They're all just beautiful little typewriters, and I've kind of got my eye on one, but I don't know what I could afford to buy it, but I don't know what it would cost to ship it from. It might double the price, which would make it
road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm off to Italy. Wait, I won't get a typewriter.
Okay, another question. If a reader moved through all your work slowly, what do you hope they'd feel changing in themselves?
That I can't say. I can see how I change myself with how I write, but I don't know how it affects. I never know how what I write affects anyone. Even if someone leaves a nice review, you don't have any idea, or a bad review, you don't have any idea how it really affected them. So it'd been interesting for who was that asked that?
Elias.
It'd be interesting to know what if they read a series of books or by a particular author, what did they find? I don't know. Because I don't think of it in that way when I read. Like I've got very definite favorite authors that I read, but I don't think of it. I don't think of books as changing me in any way particularly.
How do you balance work with life and life with death? Like how do you balance, your obsession with death with being so charming?
My balance is easy because, like I say, my wife travels for work a lot, so I'm home alone. Well, other than my cat, a lot. So I can just write. I can. What's it? The meowing. Never can hear her meowing though. I can just write and not do anything else. So the balance is easy. When she comes home, the writing stops, and unless she goes, because I just want a relaxing day. I'm just gonna put my headphones on and then I'll write. Well, other than that. As far as death, like right now, I'm writing a lot, way more than I've ever written, and a lot of it is I got so much I want to do, so much I want to write, so much in my head I want to put out. But you feel like you've got limited time. I mean, I could live another 30 years, but in your head you feel it could be limited time. So I'm trying to do as much as possible while I can.
Nicole wants to see the cat.
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh, what a pretty cat.
So we'll just sit here for a little.
Shy.
Hi.
Oh, so
She does not leave my side, so she's probably sitting downstairs going, "Where is he? He's always down here at the time of day."
Oh, I see your tattoos. What? Tell us about your tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Right, let me put this thing down here. It's all horror stuff. It's what the first one. Well, I got a bunch of little ones all over. The first one I got. I don't know if you're able to see this here. That was kind of
That's awesome.
that was that was the first horror one I got done. I was going to get a whole sleeve done there, and then my mom got sick, cancer. Eventually got her. So I wanted to do all the classic ones over on this side. We get, Christopher Lee,
Oh,
we get Frankenstein in there. So I wanted to get all that done, and then on the end, take my watch up here. Because what happened was when I was a kid, I got an obsession with these horror movies. They're all black and white horror movies, and Friday nights they would show a double feature. So I would say to my mom, "Can I stay up? Can I stay up to watch?" And she'd be, "No, you got to go to bed." And then when everyone else went to bed, she'd come and get me and wake me up and go, "Right, come on, we'll go watch them." And we'd sit and she'd be terrified, and I'd be terrified, but we'd you'd watch these old and so stupid. You watch them now, you go, "Oh my god, why were you scared?" But at that time they were terrifying. So when she passed, I got at the bottom. It says on here, you can probably see it. It says, "Thanks for the late nights, Mum."
oh, that is so.
And it's for my mom.
I love that.
I love that. Yes. HDR. Lonnie says she has 100 tats since she doesn't have kids, but spends on other permanent choices. I fully support that. Yes, kids take everything.
If I have kids, I'll probably have a lot more too.
They take over your lives and poop on camera, so I get it. Or maybe not on camera. Sorry, but
Off camera. Camera adjacent.
Camera adjacent. Okay, let me go back to some questions. Did you watch an early horror movie? This is from HBR. Did you watch an early horror movie or show that impacted your writing?
It impacted my mind. It scared the crap out of me. It was a TV movie. Well, I think it was a series. I think it was about 3 or 4 episodes. And it was called Count Dracula, and it was this old thing called Louis Jourdan. And I watched it. I was too young to be watching it, but I watched it, and it scared the living crap out of me. But it was more books that influenced my writings, particularly James Herbert. That's what made me want to write horror, and then Clive Barker. That's what made me want to write horror.
That's awesome. I know I watched it way too young, and was reading Anne Rice way too young. And then, so now I'm just got a dark, dark soul. So
It happens. Just like they said it would.
I think I was 12 when I saw The Exorcist. My dad bought a VCR. Well, one of the first people in our little village to have a VCR, and you had to get the bus the next town over to rent a video. But he brought home 2 movies. He brought home The Exorcist and Straw Dogs, and he said, "Don't watch these. It's for adults." I went, "Oh, Daddy." As soon as he left the house, I popped in Exorcist and watched it.
yeah, as you should.
I fed myself. I was like a scared little child. I mean, I felt the same. I was scared of everything.
It was scary. It was scary. The Omen, The Exorcist, those are all like wonderful, awesome movies that I watched probably way too young.
It was the golden age of horror that time, I think.
Question for Mac. What was the first book that made you say, wow?
The Fog by James Herbert.
The
It's
Fog.
this. It's like I can't remember because it's so long ago, but it was like this gas line broke. I think it was in London. The gas line broke, and this green mist came out, and it turned people into these kind of rabid, flesh-eating things. And then there
They
was
made a
one.
movie. The movie The Fog is based on the book, right?
It's
Oh.
not the same thing.
Okay.
So when that movie came out, I was like, "Oh my god, they made a movie," but they didn't.
Okay, good to know.
Then there was one called Amok, a guy called George Fox. It's probably impossible to find now. And it was about a Japanese soldier that thought the war was still going, and he had this samurai sword, and was going nuts. So that was
I'm writing that down.
probably in early teens.
Yeah, Matthew says yes, The Fog. So he's read that.
Okay. I'll have to give it a read one of these days.
Mhm. I'll add it to the list.
All James Herbert's books. I'm going to read them all chronologically.
Ooh.
The Rats was his first book, so I just finished The Rats, so I want to get The Fog next. Actually, I think I have the fog. I just haven't read it yet.
Do you
Max
like?
asks, go ahead,
I'm
Fiona.
sorry. Do you like Robert McCannon?
I love,
McCannon?
I love Robert McCammon. If I do top five books, Boy's Life is in my top five. Easy, easy.
Okay, good to know.
Going through. Hey, Amber.
Everybody go subscribe to Amber.
Yeah, everybody go subscribe to John Watson for sure. I bet everybody here is already. There any other questions for John, Fiona?
Yeah, I did have some. I was wanting to know if you wanted to read something.
Oh,
Would you like to read a few paragraphs of a book that you would like people to check out? Would you like to read something from your Substack? That while we're doing that, we can wait for some more questions to come in because how much time do you have, Becky?
I've got time. When I was stalking you online and I was reading your biography, I was totally hearing it in my head in your voice. So,
Yeah.
That tends to happen. That tends to happen.
I think we would be doing all of Substack a favor if you would read something.
Yes, a passage.
I don't know if I just saw that right because I got an email pop up. I don't want to say it out loud in case. Oh, Matthew, thank you. You know, I'm going to cry on.
Matthew is the best. Am I right?
Whoa.
Yes. And this community is the best. Oh, one of us cried. All right.
Okay, did I miss something? You got an email from Matthew?
Yeah, my stuff pops up. I've got my phone linked to my laptop so I don't miss anything on my phone. And I just saw something from buy my copy.
Oh, that's wonderful, Matthew.
I love
It's
it.
so cool. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Kind soul.
Too much.
This whole community is amazing. Everybody is so amazing. Truly.
It really is. It's I mean, we compare it to like Facebook and constant arguments over there and
Yeah.
like I know what I'm doing now, and like I know that I would get hammered for using AI covers the way I use them, and for doing that imagery and stuff, the GIFs and everything. I get hammered for that. It's just like, I kind of get it to a point, but if I tell people it's like that Anthropic that we're basically stealing books to train AI. I've got 4 of mine on there. Well, what can I do? So
yeah, Pam. I wish, because everybody on like that we've engaged with is, strangers are just so kind to each other, and I just wish the whole world treated strangers the way we treat strangers on Substack. So.
I know, it's amazing.
But I think it is. It's like there's so many writers. It's just people with beautiful minds, and they're more open to just everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some I want to be number 1 bestseller. I don't care if I have to stand on it to get this. Stupid. No, we're not. As writers, we're not in competition.
Yeah.
We should be lifting each other up, not knocking each other down.
Yeah. Definitely. I thoroughly enjoy reading so much from all of y'all. Like this, it's like an honor to me to even be able to talk to you about this and like swim around in your brain, because that's what I love. So when I'm being creepy and popping into your DMs, because I'm swimming in your brain a little bit.
It's not creepy at all. I mean, anyone can pop in my DMs or whatever they want. I mean, unless they're sending me male nudes, I don't really want that. But it's always the same in my chat. I did have to close. I feel bad. I had to kind of shut my chat down a little bit. I just had it now for paid subscribers can start a thread. But once a week I'll go, listen, you just post anything you want in here. But it's just because it was like my stuff was getting lost with people, constantly putting their stuff in. So it's like I had to put my foot down a little bit. Like an awful person. But I felt like, I got it. I mean, especially now, I'm trying to kind of remarket my books and everything where I have to have that open where I can put stuff in there.
Okay, HVR is a question. Does being Scottish impact your horror, or would it have happened in Atlanta or Canada?
Well, I mean, when I really started writing again, when I hit my 20s, I went a little bit crazy. Um, just drinking and partying and chasing women and all that type of stuff. So I didn't write a lot then. So, but by that point, I was in Canada. So probably when I really got serious about writing again, I was in Canada. Um, and then, like I said, now I'm in Atlanta. But it doesn't. I don't think my location doesn't. The ideas aren't really born out of my location. They're just born out of nonsense that slips into my head.
Nonsense.
I don't think of. I don't think of. I don't go. Okay, what is it about Scotland that I can turn into horror? What about Canada I can turn into horror? It's
Yeah.
just like strange little things that pop in my head all the time.
That reminds me, I'm going to plug one other writer real quick because there's a poem in here and she's got a line. This is Eve Zanaro. She's got a line in there that says, "Let the world overwhelm you." And I feel like that, like what you're talking about, just letting the world inspire you to write your stories. And
Yeah.
it's awesome.
That's a great
Yeah.
way. The way I describe it is like I'll be pacing the room, like I get them bombarded sometimes because I've got ideas of things I want to do. Like I'm probably doing too much right now. Like I'm doing the videos, the talking terror videos. I'm starting this mail thing. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on in my head. And the way I describe it, I'll start pacing the room, and my wife will go, "What's wrong?" I'll say, "I'm frantic." She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "There's so much in my head, and I can't." So she'll talk me down. What's the one thing you want to really focus on right now? Focus on that, and then she kind of talks me off the ledge. But frantic is how I describe it. Is what's really just like coming from everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. And then HVR's follow-up question. So being Scottish doesn't impact your writing?
Not in any way that I can think of. I mean, it may subconsciously it might, but I don't think of it as I don't think of Scotland when I write. I don't think of anywhere when I write. I only think about what's inside my head.
And Off the Grid was it an organ? Awesome. Good job.
Yeah.
Sorry. We found the Hot Wheel. It
Yay.
was a meltdown earlier. Hoo-wee. So my day is already 10 times better.
Um, yeah, I was gonna say, going back to what you were saying a few minutes ago, I I like to if I get myself out in nature and get out of my head, I feel like I can live a little bit more whimsically, and I feel like inspiration seems to come that way when I am either writing other things that I normally wouldn't write about, or doing prompts, or having fun, or just getting out and moving my body. But just allowing the little things that you see to be magical.
Yeah.
Even, you know, you can write, like you were saying earlier in the live, um, you can write 2,000 words on backyard bird watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how you felt listening to the birds.
But here's the thing. If I was to do that, right? If I was to go and write 2,000 words on backyard bird watching, at some point someone would come out of the trees and kill one
And murder somebody.
And that's
Yeah.
okay. You allowed the everyday bird watching to morph into a story.
That's how it goes.
Exactly.
How it goes.
Yeah.
I write something lovely, and next thing someone's getting cut in half by a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was at the beach. I was at the
And
beach
that's your bread and
yesterday.
butter.
Yeah, I was at the beach yesterday, so I'm probably gonna write something about like the beach, but it'll be like, something negative will happen. Somebody will drown. So
Yeah, like crabs, eating crab or some other foolishness.
Yep.
Yeah,
Zombie
I
birds.
was
Zombie birds. I love that.
a lot of my
Elias.
recent posts that I'm doing for paid subscribers. At the end, somebody keeps dying. I'm like, maybe I should have a happier ending next time.
Happy endings are overrated.
Eh.
Oh, I see one from Jeremy here. Since rebranding your books, I've noticed you updating your covers. Would you recommend that for other authors, especially if your covers are really good? The reason I'm updating mine is because I love the covers. I love all the covers I have that my publisher made, but they all say international best-selling author on it, and I hate that. I hate that. So I don't.
Why do you hate that?
Because it's not really real. It's like I had a good hour on Amazon. You know, to me it doesn't. I know another reason that technically it's true. Like with karaoke night, it was number 6 in horror in the UK. I think the high got was like 72 or something. And
Well, that makes you an international bestseller.
Yeah.
but it was that.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't know why. I don't like it. I never liked it. So I just want it gone.
Interesting. Do you not like praise
praise?
or recognition? Do you?
No, not really. Not really. No,
Awkward.
no. It to me it makes me. I think people look at it and go, "Well, he's going to be just the best author there is," and I'm not. To me, it sells me in a way that it doesn't. You know, or it makes me feel like somehow I think I'm better than. That was a publisher choice, not a me choice.
Well, you
That's
should
I
accept.
mean, they want to sell books. They want to get their investment back, so that's why they do it. But
I totally get how awkward it is to accept compliments, but you should totally accept them because you deserve them.
Yeah, I would say number 6 on Best
That's
UK
a big deal.
is huge,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't take that away from you.
well, you know what happened there. I don't even know how many of them read the book. What happened was a girl that I lived in the same street as me in Scotland. We were friends on Facebook, and she went. I used to have 2 separate accounts. I had like my personal account and my author account. And she found my author account and she went, "Are you writing a book?" And I went, "Yeah, it's coming out. Like it was June." She goes, "Leave it with me." So she went onto this other Facebook group where everyone in my hometown and everyone I went to school with, and she went, "Here's the link. Go buy the book." And everyone bought it.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. That's support.
Yeah, whether they read it or not, I don't know, but everyone, which I don't care. If they read it or not, it's super important. But yeah.
Okay.
It was also why it was so hard to follow that because it did so well that following that was impossible. It was just impossible.
What's your favorite book that you've written so far? If you have one.
Probably Cradle Robber. It was the one where I write probably what you call cozy horror, where there's not a whole lot of violence, although like you said, someone
Well, Off the Grid was a little bit.
but not like extreme horror.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Cradle Robbers where I upped it a little bit, and I enjoyed writing that one. It was fun to write that one. It was part of a series. My publisher did a series called Creature series, so everyone got to pick their favorite creature and write a novella about it. So I didn't want something that everyone knew. I wanted a different kind of creature. So I went with one called the Aswang from the Philippines, like a shape-shifting thing. And so I picked that, and she went, "Okay, I'm going to make you a cover." And it was my birthday. She waited till my birthday, and she sent me a email and said, "Here's your cover." And I saw it. I went, "Oh my god, I love that cover." So I might try with that one. I might try and I could probably take it in Canva and take out the international bestseller author part in the creature feature series and keep that cover because it's fantastic. Because
You just want to take out the praise. Just
yeah. Because I love that cover. I love it so much.
So we have some new people joining us. For those of you who don't know, we are interviewing John Watson, the author of Off the Grid, and other books.
And I'm here for as long as you need. I get nothing else. Well, I got to write a thing, but I get really nothing.
If you don't mind an occasional poot or child in the background, I'm here for a lot.
I'm here to myself right now. Right now, you wouldn't even know.
Yes, hit the heart.
Good to know.
Salt diapers for the win.
Oh yeah, and John Michael, just wait for my book sec interview, Vomit Everywhere. Looking forward to it, John.
Yes, he says he vomits when he gets compliments. I don't know if you saw that.
I missed that.
So warm. I know you should.
HVR says just nod. It looks like accepting. Yes, just say okay, thanks.
Well, for those of you who have gotten to know me over these last few months, I absolutely love compliments. So keep them coming. Praise all the time.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah.
The good thing is, the only compliments I get are on my writing. I don't get for anything else. I'm like, oh my god, you're so handsome. I never get that. Except from my wife, which you'd expect. But so it's just the writing. And it doesn't really happen in person. It's always online, so you can you just go, thank you. But inside you're going, oh my god.
Well, Fiona compliments you on your accent.
Well, it's fabulous.
It's fabulous.
Let's be honest.
Okay,
Well,
Max
speaking
asking.
of that,
Go ahead.
were you comfortable reading something for us? Did you think about what that might be, or you do not want to do that?
I'm terrible at reading. I'm terrible at reading it. I mean, if you've heard my videos that I'm making, it's awful. I mean, if you guys want to read,
Okay.
that's fine. If you guys
No
want,
pressure then. I don't want you to feel pressure. Yeah.
Well, one of the questions was, from I think Jeremy, would you ever consider reading your own audiobooks?
no, absolutely not. If someone else, like I'm thinking of asking my daughter. My daughter went to New York to go to a musical theater school, and she's a great actress and sing. I mean, my God, singing, she's just I'd love to get her to read something. I think she'd do a really good job. But whether she would do it or not, I don't. Or whether she's got time. But I've been thinking about asking her to read something I can make a video out of.
That would be really good.
That kind of goes into Max's question, which is, what is your dream project?
Well, I think right now it's Penny came home about a month and a half ago, and said, "Oh my God, I had an idea for you when I was driving home." And she goes, "Let me know if it sounds familiar, if it's." So she tells me, because she's a chef. So she goes, "It's this chef that was kidnapped and made to cook for this cannibal family, and he gets away and he opens a restaurant. He now's got the taste for human flesh, so his restaurant is human flesh." I really want to write that one really bad. I've got the cover made. I got the cover made called Long Pig. I really that right now is I really want to write that one.
So you have the cover already.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And also, I agree. Mac has the voice to read. If you ever want somebody to read your book, Mac has the voice for sure.
Yeah, he could even break out in a song if you in the middle.
I mean, if you guys want to read something, I'm okay with that. I'll just kind of put my head down
I'll put my head down.
Let me see if I get something short. Let me go into this place where I draft my travels. I can't remember.
Hi, Beautifully Broken.
Hey, we got to 50 viewers, guys.
That's crazy.
Thank y'all. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for hearting.
Let me see. Ignore me while I scroll. Okay, I'll read you one. If you guys want it, I'll read. I can read one of my travels.
Okay.
Okay, no pressure.
I think I shared this one, but anyway, I know I shared it but I think it was only for paid. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's called An Unwanted Gift, and the thing was, there was a thing about I did a series of 3 about crayon drawings by children. So okay, this is called An Unwanted Gift.
Okay.
Right, you ready?
Ready.
The principal slides the paper across the desk, a look of concern etched on her face. The crayon drawing shows a monster with too many arms eating a child that looks a lot like the little girl sitting beside her parents on the opposite side of the desk. The father lifts the paper and hisses. It is cold, like it has just been removed from a block of ice. The mother looks terrified. "Why did you draw this, Ellie?" he asks his daughter. She looks up, tears in her eyes. "I didn't, Daddy. The monster in my closet did."
I love it. So good.
That's totally gonna be an AI-generated clip that Substack saves us.
I've got a YouTube channel, and I do these little Tuesday and Thursday. They're called Talking Terrors, and it's one of those, and I just make a little image, and I read the story, and then put in a little video.
That's
That was
awesome.
really good.
That was great.
That was a beautiful, beautiful reading. Thank you. We really appreciate it. I know that it was hard.
Oh, well, the good thing was I had the new window open, so I couldn't see anyone. I couldn't see you looking at me.
No, I know. Listen, so there's this thing that happens. I'm a little on the spectrum, so there's this thing that happens where I'm like totally engaged in the conversation, and then I'll just go to say the thing that I was gonna say, but then I'll all of a sudden realize that everybody's looking at me, and then like all the words just completely leave my brain, and it's like I glitch out.
Well, I interrupt a
Yep.
lot. It's for the same reason. It's like if I don't say this, I'm going to forget.
Yep.
Like I'll say it, my wife will go, "I was in the middle of telling you something." I go, "I know, but
Yes.
if I don't tell you this now, I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to get better at that."
Yeah, that's definitely one of my faults, and this is helping too because, uh, I tend to interrupt because of those thoughts that you think you just have to get out or you're gonna forget it, and I do. I will forget them.
Mhm.
Yeah, my husband complains that I'll start conversations like mid-conversation, but I'm just thinking about it, and I've already had 2 sentences with him already in my head. So
Well, it all seems like you're not listening, even though I'm listening. But it seems like you're not. You have to jump in and say this. It's yourself. At the start, she would go, "You're not listening to me at all, are you?" I go, "I am." She would have just saying, "I was talking." She would go, "Yeah, okay."
No.
okay, I'm looking to see if we missed any questions.
Somebody keeps meowing, and they
Mhm.
keep talking to your cat.
My cat's not in here. I think it's John's.
Yeah, if she's gone, I don't know where she might be yelling from somewhere else, but I don't know where she went.
If my cat comes in here, I'll show him to you.
I think
Elias said, "I shot some 22 blanks under my eldest bed to kill a monster that tormented him for weeks." Right. That's some parenting
Not
right there.
wrapped nothing in
Um,
a blanket.
Wrapped nothing in a blanket, and we buried it in the backyard. Never bothered
That's
him again. That is
I like
that's
pretty
parenting pro
epic.
tip right there.
I wonder too in his little brain, like as it grew, his imagination when the realization that you actually did that for him kicked in. I bet that was lovely for him. Like there wasn't a monster under my bed.
My dad killed it for me,
Yeah.
but then
and we buried it in the backyard.
you're also telling your kids there was a monster going to the old one.
That's a great belt. That looks good. Okay. Sorry. He's getting his clothes on. Sorry.
Right. Elias said he's 21 now and said I was his hero. That is
I love that.
awesome. Yeah, that's creative right there.
Yeah, that's a hero move right there.
Mhm.
You need red syrup to sell it from HBR. Get the neighbors involved. You know, you're all digging holes in the backyard.
The police in the house, file a report.
My grandma's making tortillas back there, you know.
His mom was pissed. But how does she feel about it now? Is it something that she can laugh about? Or is she still pretty pissed?
That's what he's. Just continue, carry on. Okay, yeah, come on. All right. All right. Hold on, I'll be right back.
So I should just say, I think most of the names I see, I think are actually sub to me already. But if you are sub to me already, uh, and you want, okay, I give everyone that's subs now, I give 30 days of free paid upgrade. So if you're in here and you want that, just send me a chat message and I'll upgrade you for 30 days.
Or y'all just go and pay subscribe because he works hard and he's writing constantly to get content out for you guys.
You know, even just once my books go up and stuff, just buy my books. I'm trying to keep them cheap so that everyone can get their hands on them.
Yeah.
But if there's something you want, if there's a book that you
I
want,
stabilize.
you just can't afford it, just let me know and you'll have it.
And yes, if you're joining us, make sure that you're subscribed to everybody. We all sub that. We're all about support here and lifting each other up. So hit subscribe and we'll be sure to do the same.
Bye, stabilize. Bye, Fatima.
Well, we'll probably close up maybe at 11, right on the top of the hour. I think will be good. What are you working on currently besides just going back and editing and changing up a few things?
I'm doing. I've got a serial novel that I've let lapse for a few weeks. I need to get back on that on Substack. My 8-bit horrors. I'm going to write one today. That'll be up today. If you're a paid sub, you'll get that. You'll get that today at some point, probably later in the day. But that goes on my store too. Like if you're a paid sub, you automatically get it. If you're not, it goes up on my store. I think only $1 each. I do those twice a month. And I'm just thinking about, I've got 2 novels in my head that I want to write after. I want to finish the serial novel Nerve Damage first. So I'm going to just write that. I was just doing it once a week. But now I'm just going to just write it and put it up as I finish chapters and get that out of the way so I can get to the next thing.
Elias is going to pay sub you. Elias is going to pay sub you this week.
Oh, that's so cool, Elias. Thank you. And y'all go pay sub Elias. Elias puts out beautiful work. He is an incredible writer as well. So go support his work. He's also very supportive of other writers.
Pay sub wise, I mean, if you can afford, the best way to go is annual. I've got annual set to $30.
Oh wow.
Oh
okay,
yeah,
everybody
that's
should pay sub John Watson. Yeah, and then HBO says you won't.
There's no reason.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't like the idea. I don't like asking for money. And
it's weird.
I understand that if you're going to do this full time, I have to. You got to make some kind of money. I try and make everything as affordable as possible. And like my past novels, the most will be is $3. Novellas will be like $2. Every month I do a collection of my Flash, a collection of my Drabbles, and they're like $1.50. And my 8-bit horrors are $1. So I try and make it affordable.
Yeah, everybody should pay sub.
I felt the same way, starting out, why do I need to do the paid? But, you do spend a lot of time on the app. You're, when you get really involved, you're reading, you're writing, you're supporting others. And that does take time as well. So I'm not talking about myself or anybody on this live, but if you do have a favorite author that you enjoy reading, that also is supportive and boosts others, consider pay subbing them because, time and effort goes into that. So it's the best way to get their word out.
You're paying for the time and you get the content for free.
Yeah.
Time it takes.
Especially the ones not really acting, it's
I mean, even
support them.
Even if no one paid, even if no one bought a book, I'd still be writing. I'd still be putting it up.
Yeah.
So
right. Yeah.
I'd have to ask a fortune. It's just that this. I've been doing it anyways, so I might as well try. But yeah, even like to buy me a copy, you can just pay $1 on there. Everyone has it set to $5. I just got mine set to $1. So like 1 unit is $1.
Love that.
But even that, I never put that on the end of the paid sub stuff. I never put it on the free stuff. When I post free stuff on Substack, I'll put a little button at the bottom. I just say tip jar. But I don't ask people that are paid sub to pay again.
What do you offer for paid subscribers?
Paid subscribers get I do flash fiction Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Friday's the only one that's free. So there's two flash fictions a week, 2 8-bit horrors a month. Those are like 2,000 word stories. You get like a PDF. Oh no, I lie. I'm lying. I just put that as a a post in there. If there's a book of mine you want, you'll get it. You don't need to pay. Like once I start putting it up, because I want to make them a PDF, so I can put the PDF into paid sub. I'm thinking of actually, as soon as I do them, just put them in, just write a blurb about what it's about, and then stick the PDF on it and give it sent out to the paid subs for all the books. So if you're a paid sub, actually, you know what? Today, if you're a paid sub, I'll write a post and I'll put Off the Grid in there. So don't buy it. What else? Oh,
You're too generous.
I'm fishing. I've started this new thing. I posted about it the other day called Macabre Mail. So I'm going to have 2 levels of that. One's just going to be a postcard, and I'm going to print off. I get this kind of antique looking paper. I'm going to create a drabble, put that on the back of the postcard. I've got this rubber stamp coming with a Macabre Mail logo and a sticker to go with the story. I've got this little printer that I print off. I'll put the sticker in. So that there'll be one level, and the other level is really nice stationery and really nice envelopes and all that stuff. So at that level, you either give me the idea that you want. Are you like, I want a story about a werewolf. I'll write you a drabble about a werewolf with your name in it, and then it's 2-sided. And the other side, I'll write you a personal note and there'll be a sticker in there and the whole bit. I think the basic one will be like $3, and then the bigger one's like $5 or something like that. And that's basically just covering costs. I think I'll make it like $1 on each or something like that. It's just to cover the cost of mailing it and all supplies and stuff.
That's cool. I know people just want to support you. I know when I pay sub folks, I don't care what they're doing or offering. I love your writing. Just keep going and going and going. So
well, it's gonna be, that's always gonna happen. It'll always be, you know. So my wife will find me just killed over on my laptop. I don't know. I'm not good at anything else.
Oh, that's a good question. I was going to ask you earlier, and it reminded me, for somebody who is obsessed with death, how do you want to die? What is the best way you could think of that you would be going out of this world?
2 ways. And my sleep would be ideal. But alternatively, I don't want to have a long illness, like painful illness. But if I was, mildly ill when the end was coming, just in bed surrounded by people I love, so I can say an adequate goodbye.
HVR fire, of course.
That tracks.
Oh, that's the worst. Drowning.
And ice.
Oh, drowning terrifies me.
Ice would take too long, HVR. Slow. Unless it was an icicle that fell on your head, I guess.
Sure, like a tragic balloon accident over the Rose Bowl,
Elias, in my sleep, not screaming like the passengers of the car I'm driving.
We have a demotivational calendar. Right, we have a demotivational calendar at work, and that was one of our demotivations. It was at least we didn't die screaming like the passengers in the car and shit.
Yeah, just nice and quietly would be lovely. I mean, both my parents sick for quite some time, and I would hate that. I would hate that. Like they have a prolonged illness. I would hate that.
All right. Well, John, thank you for being on.
Appreciate it.
Is there anything else before me and Becky have a couple of announcements, so we're gonna let you go in just a second. But I just wanted to see if there's anything else that you wanted to say before we let you go out there.
Yeah, just one thing, and that is, like I say, if you're sub to me but you're not a paid sub, just send me a chat message, and I'll comp you 30 days, and then I'll wait for the rest of the day, and then tomorrow I'll do a post on Substack, and I'll drag the Off the Grid PDF in there, and so everyone's paid sub, even if it's a free comp sub, will get Off the Grid.
That's so kind of you.
You are. That's
we
awesome.
do want to support you, though. So can we reject that offer? I do not accept the terms of this agreement.
Well, you've already had it. You read it. You behave yourself.
It's true. I have read it, but I want to read. I want to read the other two. I want to read the one. I want to throw a book across the room. Is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Well, I'll remind me. Just send me a chat, and I'll send it to you because I got it. I just turn that one into a PDF.
I'll buy you some coffee. Okay, Fiona, should we make our small announcement?
All right, John. Well, thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. I'm gonna hit the X, and we'll make our announcements and then head out.
Okay, and thanks everyone for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Bye, John.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So that
It's
was
just
our
me and you.
that was our second episode of Book Sack. That was really fun. Thank you,
Yes.
Becky.
Thank you. And thanks for
That
everybody
was
for showing
awesome.
up.
Yes. So we wanted to talk to you a little bit. We had some ideas thrown at us. Becky, you want to talk to us, talk to everybody a little bit about maybe what we're going to be doing for serial writers?
Yes, so there's a bunch of us who are not published, of course, but have really great serials. I can talk, Miles Carnegie with the book May Kill You. There's so many. Fiona, you have your serial. I have my serial. So many serials. So we are very interested in talking to you all writers that aren't necessarily have a book like Ellis or John Michael, but still we would love to swim inside your brain. I like Cheerios.
Yeah. And also we would love, I think, we would love to hear some readings. I would like another thing we could do is possibly have, like pick some of our favorites throughout the week and maybe have a moment before we bring on our guests to read some of our favorite serials, or share just other maybe new Substack writers that we found. And if you have any ideas, just let us know. We'd love to grow this.
Yeah, and criticism, I guess. Let us know what
Yeah,
we could do better.
I think we're doing a great job. I don't think
Yes.
that
High
we need
five.
any criticism. Just praise.
Hats on back.
Just praise. That's all we'll praise.
Thank y'all so
Um,
much. I'm gonna go
yes,
and see what's going on out there.
yes. Thank y'all. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.